Hi, I'm Tom Clark, and I'm your grappling master instructor for Dojo TV. Today we're going to work on some groundwork. I'm going to teach you some escapes from different positions, so pay close attention at how the body moves when you get into an escape position. I'd like to work with Mr. Ed here. Lay down. Back, turn your head around. Turn the head around, okay? Okay, first position we're going to work from is Gatami. Alright, some people call this a neck lock position, when someone has you in a neck lock and has your arm also. Alright, first thing he's going to do here is, if I'm sitting up like this, my head is up, he's going to push my head back like that and hook it. So that's escape number one. He's going to push my head back. Alright, I'm working that position. I'll switch position. Okay, he's got his head up. I push up. When I push up, I immediately roll and hook. And then I'm going to pull down. I'm going to trap his arm. I have his neck here. I can also put the arm under, thereby locking the arm here. Then I can sit up. Let's turn this position. Go back a little bit. Okay. Again, he's got his head up, or I get his head up. I'm going to push it up, come up and hook. I have his neck and I have his arm. I can put his arm under and lock his arm. Okay. That's escape number one. Alright, that's with the head up. Lay down. Escape number two. I gotta have my head down. Okay? And he can't get my head up. Alright? So, he's going to take another strategy. Alright? He's going to try to turn and bump up and get on his side and pull his arm down, like so. Just like that. Go back a little bit. No, this way. Okay, I have my head down. He bumps up and then pulls his arm out. Now he's going to take his other arm and push my head to the side and pull his arm out. Okay, now he's going to get on his knees, pull up, lock my arm. Okay, put me in that position. Okay, let's try from this angle. Here, over here. Okay, so good, Tommy. Okay, his head is down. I'm going to push it up. I can't get it up. There, I'm going to bump up, pull my arm down, and turn. Turn on my side, get on my knees. Raise up, locking the arm. That's escape number two. Okay, these take effort, but they work together. One works with the other one. If I can't get one, I try the other. Okay, so in this case, you lay down. He tries to get my head up, I push it down. He tries to come back here, I pull him around, but I leave my head up. Now I go escape number one. So they work kind of hand in hand. So remember that. Try one, one doesn't work, try two. Two doesn't work, go back to one. Sometimes he can force my head up like that by using a pressure point. There's several pressure points along here. One in under the ear, one up here under the mandible. These are two right now that I'm going to let you look at real close, is here and here, right under the ear. If he presses those, it'll make me react, thereby giving him a little bit more control. So we use pressure points in grappling to offset locks, chokes, or to help escape. So this is very important when you're trying to get out of a hold or a choke or a lock. Try to use pressure points. As we go along, I'll explain some of these pressure points. I'm not going to explain all of them to you. That's something that you need to study on your own. But I'll give you the basic pressure points that you can use. And these will help you attain an escape from any situation that you might find yourself in on the ground or even standing up sometimes. Okay, so this time he's going to take and he's going to use a pressure point behind my ear, under my ear. He's going to press in and like that. Okay? He gets me to react. Okay, now he can take escape number 2. Like so. Second pressure point he's going to work on is right under the mandible. He's going to go in and then upward. Now he's going to either try 2. If he can't get 2, he'll push my head. And he'll go for number 1 escape. Okay? So that's your first 2 escapes you're going to work from this Keisagatame position. And pressure points will help you attain them sometimes. Although they won't be legal in a lot of tournaments. If you compete in tournaments, they're not legal in some of them, so you may not be able to use them. But if it's a situation where you're grappling on the street, or if you're in a tournament that allows them, you can use them. Okay, next one we're going to work on is called a bridge and roll. Okay, he can't get my head up, can't get out from number 2, so he's going to push his weight into me as hard as he can. What he's waiting for is for me to go to get a beer. No, he's waiting for me to push back. Okay, so when he pushes into me, all right, I push back, he bridges, and rolls. Just like that. Let's try it again. Okay, I have my head down, he can't get it up. Okay, he can't perform escape number 2 because I have him in real tight and I have a good base. So he's going to try to push me over, and he's going to hope that I respond by pushing back, which will give him momentum to roll me. Let's turn this way so I can roll towards the camera. So again, he pushes in towards me, I push back, then he rolls me. Okay, that's 3 escapes from Keisagatame position. 3. And those 3 again work together. Okay, sir. So 1 is up, 1 is the head down, 3 here is where I have my head down. He can't get it up, he can't get his arm out, he can't get on the side too easily, so he pushes into me real hard. And then when I push back, that's the key, when I push back. So remember that, they work together. So he may fake number 3, he pushes in, he's trying it, I'm pushing back, maybe I lift my head up, he goes to 1. Alright, he goes to 3, that's not working. Okay, maybe I push back like this, and he tries to roll me and I release his arm a little bit. He pulls down, and he goes to number 2, immediately. These 3 basic escapes work together. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, etc. Just play with them and you'll find out that they'll work together in some kind of combination, one or the other. Okay, that's 3 basics. There's more. These are the 3. Okay. Is here, turn, is the cross body position here. Okay, I have my arm here next to his neck and my arm next to his waist. I have both knees up close to him and my chest centered on him. Okay, the escape that he's going to work right now is he's going to bridge up with his feet and he's going to turn, get his arm underneath and push, then bring his knee across like that. Okay? Bump up, push, and then put his knee across. All right, let's try it from another angle. Right here. Okay, watch his leg when it comes up and comes under me. That's going to be the first movement I want you to practice. Okay? Comes up, turn. That's number one. He wants to put this knee across and keep me from coming down on top of him. Okay? So that's very important to try to get that leg at this point. Again, this is basic escape number one from the cross body position. Here, all right, he bumps up, he turns, he's got his knee there. Even if I continue here, he has some measure of control with that leg. As you can see, the leg is here. He's got it right across my abdomen, okay, with the shin bone blocking off his foot on the side of my hip. And then he has his hands. Let's look at the hand position. Turn all the way around. All the way around. Head up. Okay, watch the hand. You have the leg position, watch the hand. He's going to get it underneath me. This is where he should try to keep his arm underneath me. Like that. So he can help lift up. Just like that. See the hand? Do it a little bit slower so they can see what your arm is doing. Okay, go. Good. See, he's keeping me at a distance. He's lifting me with this forearm like that. Good. And keep me at a distance. His next move would be to come all the way through and put me in the guard position like this. Okay, he wants to wrap his legs around me. Okay, this is a position almost all grapplers have learned the past few years since it's become popular, and it's a good position for him to keep me under control. So this is where he went. He went from crossbody to guard position. Let's watch it again when he puts me in the full guard position. Full speed. Go. Okay. Okay, that's very important that you get that leg and that arm in there before you try to go into the guard position. Let's look at it. Go. You're up. Okay. Okay, one time. So again, I get here. I bump him up, I turn here. I have control of his arms at this point. Both arms. Not just one, try to control them both if I can. Grabbing the gi or just grabbing behind the elbow. And I keep this leg here. As he moves forward, I scoot back. I can take his leg out and then wrap my legs. Just like that. So watch this leg also. This leg comes into play during that escape. Comes here. I bump him up, I turn. I keep him here. All right, as he comes forward, I'll scoot back and I'll push this leg just like that. And then I'll wrap my legs around, putting him in the guard, holding him in tight here. I can go into the closed guard, or I can go into what we call the open guard, like that. Okay, that's escape from the cross body position. Okay, all right, let's look down. Okay, Ed's going to do that to me when he does the escape, though. Okay, I try to stand up on him. He just pushes me backward, makes me fall down. Some people will try to stand up on you. So watch when I try to stand up. See how he uses his legs to control me? Okay, he can control me just by using his legs. All right. Keep him on my hip. He can come up to my chest and off balance me. He can go down to my knee, like that. So there's many ways he can use his feet and his legs to help control me. That's very important that you understand. You're not just laying there wrapping your legs around somebody. You're using these to position your opponent. And once you learn how to use your legs, you'll find that they'll help you coordinate with your arms so that you can control the whole body. Okay? So that's very important. All right, that's the escapes we're going to work on today. And we'll continue this escape series as we go along. These, I want you to understand, are very basic escapes, but they're necessary to teach you how to grapple on the ground. So you need to learn how to move on the ground, how to escape when you are caught in these positions. All right, so we'll continue as we go along with each position, teaching you a minimum of 2 to 3 escapes. And then as we progress to a higher level, you'll learn more intermediate to advanced level escapes. Hello, I'm Tom Clark. I'm your Dojo TV grappling master. What we're going to work on today is leg takedowns. There's many variations of leg takedowns, and all grappling systems have leg takedowns. They just do them a little bit different way. I'm going to show you a basic way to do some double leg takedowns. Okay, so pay close attention to my body movement and my position on my opponent. I'd like to introduce my son Christopher. He's going to be my partner today. And what we're going to start with is a basic double leg takedown. A lot of people do takedowns, they do double leg takedowns, but they don't understand exactly what they're doing. They just try to rush in and pick the person up. There's a proper way to do it and an improper way to do it. I'm going to try to show you the proper way to do it, so pay close attention. Chris? Okay, we're going to take it from a position where I'm going to move into him. Just get in, left foot forward. I'm going to move in towards him and go down. I have to first penetrate. Penetration is important. I have to penetrate into his legs. All right, I can't stay out here and reach for his legs like that. I have to take my hips and get my hips close to him and under him if possible in order to lift. When you do a double leg takedown, you don't do it with just your arms. You use your legs. Your arms just steady. All right, right here. When you move in to do it, you want to penetrate, in this case, between the legs. I could go on the other side of the leg, or I could go on this side of the leg. But right now I'm going to teach you the one where you go right in between. So I'm going to take and penetrate in between. Notice that my hips are moving towards him. They're not staying back here. They're moving down, close to him. When I do that, I'm going to lock my hands, thumbs and fingers behind his knees, like so. Just holding on. I'm not going to try to pick him up with my hands. That's the improper way, is to pick up like this. Because I'm trying to lift this whole weight with my arms. You want to get your hips down underneath, like so, and pick up like this. That's the key to lifting. Okay? Lift with your legs. Don't lift with your arms. Your arms steady. Your hands steady, just like so. I need to be close. I need my head to be tight on him. Okay? So the first one I'm going to do is a straight back takedown. I'm going to lift him and take him backwards, so where he falls straight on his back. So when I penetrate, I lock up, I lift. He goes straight down. I retain his legs tight because I can always go into leg bars and different things. If he rolls on me, I step over and I have what they call a Boston Crab. I just sit down on him, lean back, like that. Let me show you that again from this angle. Okay, over here a little bit. When I go in, again, watch my hips, watch my legs. I move in like this. I pick up. I retain his legs tight. All right, I'm going to do a little faster. I shoot in, pick him up just like that. Here. I can roll him, or he can roll, and I have him. Okay, also, from here, when I pick him up and do a straight back, I can pick up, drop him back, move his legs, okay? Don't roll. Move his legs to the side, like so. Pin them down, and then come on top. So I shoot, I lift, I move his legs to the side, pin them down. Once they're down, I keep my weight on them. And I climb on top and over top. Now I'm in control on the ground. Okay, over here. The next one I'm going to show you is where he pulls his leg back just a little bit. So I shoot in like this. He pulls his leg back a little bit. I can't get a good handle on it. So what I'm going to do is pick up his opposite leg like this. When I do that, I'm going to pick up and I'm going to move this way, dropping him off to the side. That's called a double leg side takedown. Okay, so I shoot in. He pulls his leg back away from me a little bit. When he does it, pull back. I'm going to lift and carry him to the side, like so. Still controlling the legs. Let's try it from this angle. So I shoot in. He moves his leg off, back, move this leg back. I'm going to pick up like so and take him over. Let's try it with this leg. Okay. Same thing, I shoot in. Okay, he pulls back here, all right, like that. I lift here. I'll take him that way and take him down. All right, if he pulls this leg back, it would be the same thing. I can switch and take him to the side, controlling the legs, keeping the legs down. I shoot, he pulls back, I lift. I take him down, I control him. I keep control of the legs. I don't let the leg go, I keep control. Then I come across and then down. Okay, over here. The next one I'm going to show you is he pulls the leg a little bit further back. A lot of grapplers will pull their leg way back. Okay, so I shoot in, he pulls it way back. He gets away from me. I can't get it. Pull it back further. I really can't get a good handle on it. So I'm in, but I can't get a good handle on it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shift to this leg here. Grab this leg here and pick up and do a single leg. One more time. I shoot in. He pulls this leg back. He sprawls on me. I'm going to abandon this leg because I can't get a good handle on it. I'm going to shoot over to this leg. Hug this leg. Pick it up. Drive down. Retaining the leg. I can always leg bar from here. Alright. Okay, sometimes when you shoot in on someone and you get control of their legs, they'll pull one of their legs way back, sprawl out. When they do that, you can't reach it. So when I come in here and he pulls back, I can't reach it, I'm going to shift to the other leg. Just like that. So I shoot in, he pulls it back. He took his leg away from me. So I'm going to go to this leg. And I'm going to move up, take the leg, pick it up, knock him backwards like that. Holding onto the leg, real tight. Again, then I can slide down on top of him. One time, I'm going to sprawl back. Okay. I shoot it, he sprawls back, I lift. I keep driving. Okay, so that's 3 basic ideas of using a double leg takedown. These are all basic double leg takedowns. Okay, let's try it again. What I'm going to show you now is I'm going to penetrate in. In fact, let's go to this angle here, right here. Move over to here. I'm going to penetrate in and watch. This time I'm going to take my foot on the outside of his foot instead of penetrating in the middle of his legs. When I do it this time, I'm going to put my head on the opposite side, like that. So it's like this. All right, turn here. So it's like this. My head's on this side, my hand is here, my other hand is here. My foot is directly on the outside of his right foot and close. And what I'm going to be doing is pressing with my head. See how his body starts to move this way? His body is going to start moving because I'm using my hips and I'm pressing this way. When I do that, I'm steadying his legs. Now I'm going to shove all his weight onto one leg. See how all his weight is on one leg? Okay, again, stay where you're at. I shoot in, I penetrate on the outside. I put my head against his hip, right here, and I'm pushing. And I'm also going to lift this leg at the same time. I still have my hips real close to him. There's not way back here. They're real close to him. So when I pick up, I lift and shove with my head. I steady this leg. Okay? So he try to hop. He tries to hop. He's sort of pinned here because my foot's keeping him from moving. My hand is keeping him from moving back. He's sort of stuck there. Again, this is slow. I shoot in like this. A little bit faster. I move in. Just like that. And my momentum should take them down. What I want to do though is lift this leg up real high as I can. As I'm lifting this leg up, I'm going to start picking this leg up right here and shoving. And then I'm going to use my hips. I'm going to do a hip heist where I come up with my hips. I'm going to lift him. Okay? So I'm going to lift him up in the air and pick his legs down. and keep his legs together, just like that. Here, I shoot in, just like that. Now I can cover him. Again. Just like that. Or I can keep his legs. And I can push his legs down also, and then cover. Okay, that's called a double leg scoop. You're actually scooping the legs up, just like that. Okay, try from another angle. Okay, I'm going to go in, lift, boom, like that. All right, from this angle, here, right at the camera here. All right, I shoot in, lift, bam. I drop him down, just like that. And one more time, coming from the back. I shoot in, I lift, bam, he's down. Boom. Okay, that's your basic double leg takedowns that we're working on today. If you study the motion, study the movement that I'm doing, and foot placement, you ought to be able to get a pretty good idea of what's going on. Hello, I'm your Dojo TV master for grappling, and today we're going to work on some arm bars, specifically straight arm bars. I'm going to have my friend Mr. Ed. First, let's talk about arm bars. Okay, can you get in on this? All right, the arm has 3 bones in it. Okay, it has the humerus, the radial, and the ulna. All right, and it forms a joint here. It's connected by 3 ligaments. What you're doing when you lock the arm is displacing these bones, thereby causing the ligaments to start to tear, and if you do it violently, it will break the arm, possibly too. And also you can tear up an artery. There's a brachial artery coming through, and you have nerves and muscles in here. You can tear the muscles and the nerves. So you can do a lot of damage to the arm just by locking the arm, like so. How you lock the arm, straight arm bar, we're going to demonstrate just one basic straight arm bar is holding the wrist, pressing behind the elbow up near the tricep, and pulling back here as we push here. This starts to hyperextend. This will lock the arm and create pain. The body's good about that. It'll tell you when there's pain and tell you that you've had enough of that pain. We use a tapping system, Mr. Ed. He'll tap himself twice, or he'll tap me, or he'll just use a verbal. He'll say, stop, stop. That's what we're going to work on, is how to stop that pain. All right, as soon as I get that signal, if I start pressing, he taps, that means I stop applying pressure. When you're working at home with someone, you do not want to continue to press. You don't want to press hard. You want to work safely with your partner. So you don't want to jerk it. You don't want to press real hard or do it real fast. You want to do everything slow with control so that you don't injure your partner, or your partner won't want to train with you anymore. So this is very important, especially with arm bars, because you can do a lot of damage to the arm, as I just explained. So we're going to start by demonstrating a simple arm bar from a grab. He grabs me, I intercept the grab here. And all I'm going to do from here is just reach over and put my arm behind the elbow and press here. One more time, I intercept. Here, I could strike him and then lock the arm here. I'm putting my other hand here, like this. My right hand is on the wrist, my left hand is on top, just like so. Locking the arm. Creates a lot of pain, as you can see. Okay, from here, let's go back this way. He may grab me around my neck, like this. And I can pull off and lock the arm in place, like this. I'm doing the same motion, just turning here. He may grab me with his other hand here. I intercept. Again, on this side, like so. He grabs my neck. All right, I can turn over. I'm just going to turn the arm over and lock it. Okay, he could punch at me. He could punch at me and I could grab the arm. Let's do it from this angle. He punches at me, I grab the arm. At me here, I intercept. I grab the arm. I've already started the motion by pulling and pushing like this. When I do that, I can push with my hand, I can push with my arm, or I can push with my body. So it's hand, arm, or body. Just by pushing through and extending. I can push into him and pull back. This locks the arm. Okay, so when he grabs at me or punches at me, I intercept. I have to get control of here. You also want to turn the palm here, like so, when you lock. Lock here. Okay, there's different ways of applying a straight arm bar from the standing position. I can do it from here. I can also, if he raises his arm, I can turn it up here and use my shoulder, locking the arm, just like so. So when he punches or grabs, I intercept. I go here, I try to go straight, he bends, maybe I come here underneath it. I'm using my shoulder now. Locking. You want the palm up, here, like that. You want where he bends his arm, right here, in the bend of the elbow, you want that pointed upward. You don't want him to bend it down here where he'll pull it in like so. And that's what happens if you do it wrong. If he bends it, he's going to pull it back, and I won't get a straight arm lock. So I want to turn it over, like so. Like that. Okay, one more time here. Over, here, like that, and lock. And as soon as your partner taps, that's the key. All right, you let go. All right, you can get it from here. He comes here, I can come inside, wrap the arm. From this, I'm going to put his arm behind my back, like so. I'm going to wedge it against here and pull here. I'm going to pull forward. Notice the direction that the elbow is facing when I pull forward. If I wanted to break it, I'd just slam through real quick. But we're just applying it slowly, like so. Okay. Okay, the next technique we're going to work on is continue with the straight arm bars, but I'm going to show you from a different point of view. Okay. Sir. Okay, this is from the tie-up position here. This is where you end up a lot of times when you grapple, all right? Whether you punch your way in or you just run in and grab each other, this is one position. This is a high tie-up position. Okay, notice his arm is here, and my hand is behind his neck, and he has my other arm here, okay? So you can see where we're standing. He has the advantage that I have. What I'm going to show you is just how to do an inside to outside wrap. I'm going to come in, I could strike it, and then I'm going to wrap like this. So I'm going to come underneath, all right, come around, and I'm going to wrap the arm. From here, I'm just going to press upward, move my hand around here, press outward. I'm going to put it on his arm up here, on the shoulder, and lift up, push in. I can also go up to the throat. I can grab the throat and clutch the throat as I lift up and lock the arm. Here, you can see I can grab the throat, clutch the throat, and I have the arm locked at the same time. Notice my hand is over here. This helps stabilize and lifts the lock, like so. And I have the throat covered also. Now, if he would try to grab me with that arm, I can also wrap that arm. And then I have both arms locked. Okay, so now I have a double arm wrap. And I'm locking the elbows underneath. Right here, I'm pressing on his chest, I'm lifting. So if I go for one, maybe he tries to grab me, I go for the other one. I can lock them both, like so. Or I can switch to this one completely. If he pulls the other arm out for some reason. So I can go from one to the other. Again, from the tie up, inside, outside, grab it just like that. Angle, inside, outside, straighten them up like that. All right, the next one I'm going to work on, if I come inside, outside, I'm going to grab the arm here. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to lock him here. What I call a figure four. I'm going to put my arm over, and my right hand is going to go on top of my left wrist, like so. And I'm going to press down this way and push out this way at the same time, thereby locking the arm in place here. And I'm going to lift up, also putting the shoulder into a locking position as I lift. Here, inside, reaching over. I still have control of the wrist at this point. I'm going to come under and lock in here. You can see the figure four at this point. And I'm going to press and push. Okay, let's try it from this angle. All right, I come in, grab. Okay, as you can see from here, I'm lifting up and pressing down, like so. Okay, that's a straight arm lock from the tie-up going outside. Next one I'm going to work on is from here. I'm going to come in, back to the shoulder one, inside. I'm going to switch to here and pull them around here, like so. So I come inside here, I place it here, switch to here. Okay, from this, I'm going to take it to the side, pull them around like so. Now I'm using the side of my arm to press against it. Now I have it locked also, like so. If he raises his arm up, I come back to this again. Here, inside. I could lock at this point, but I prefer going here. If I lock it at this point, he could grab me. He could choke me. He could take me down. So I prefer maybe give him a quick lock here or go directly to here. You want both hands here, palm facing up here. And this is where I'm going to slide it off. And I'm going to take my leg and block him off and pull him around like so. I've locked him in place with the side of my arm here, right where my bicep is, right there. Now pull back and I push. Okay, now I can also come in when I lock like this. I start to lock like this. He lifts his arm up. I come back out the side here like this. Now I'm going to take and wrap over. I'm going to press my chest muscle, my pectoral muscle down against his arm as I lift like this. If I want to take him down, all I have to do is just lift my leg, drop. That's a hard fall, and I wouldn't recommend it until you get a little more advanced. If you drop too quickly, you can break the arm. So to practice, we just go down here, keeping control of the arm, and I'm going to lock it here on the ground. Okay, that's some standing straight arm locks. I'm also going to show you some straight arm locks on the ground in the next series.
Okay, can we just come in with a jab, take it inside? Left to wide. Okay.
You know what, that might take too long. Why don't you just start from the top, because you just want to basically, you're only going to see this, all you're going to see is
This will be less.
less than like 5 seconds. It's only going to be like 3-4 seconds. Because it's the move that you're doing, that's
We're going to try this.
okay. Free that way.
Okay.
So we're ready when you are. Just tell Cindy we're off the show.
You're going to take it over the shoulder, right?
Yeah.
So your shoulder's coming down here.
Okay,
You don't even have to talk, it's just going to be.
just do it, okay?
Just do it.
You ready? Everybody ready?
Let me see a practice roll so I know where you're going.
Tell me if it's coming up on the camera.
You can't see the deep bar. Maybe we want to take
Go from the other angle.
The other side.
We still on camera right here?
Yes, sir.
We should be.
Dan, is he okay?
Yep.
That one come out?
Let's get one.
That angle better?
Let's get a fast one, like real fast, like you're like, you guys are grappling positions. Oh. That was nice. Let me see the face.
That come out?
Yeah, I got a little floor in there though.
We gotta come back then?
Maybe angle a little bit more this way. That way we see your face at the end. Smile.
There you go, anyone? That's great.
Hi, I'm your Dojo TV master for grappling. This month's lesson is going to be on groundwork. I'd like to introduce my assistant, Wayne. Put your head up there. No, your head. Move your feet down. Hi, I'm Tom Clark. I'm your Dojo TV master for grappling. This month's lesson is going to be on groundwork. I'd like to introduce my assistant, Wayne. Okay, we're going to start from the ground position called Keisagatame. I have my arm around my opponent's neck, underneath his neck, my right arm. I have my legs spread wide. My body is up under his arm, next to his rib cage. And I'm going to hold his left arm with my left hand right around the elbow and hold it in tight. I should keep my head down, but since I'm talking to you, I'm going to keep my head up so you can understand what I'm saying. We're going to start with the simple arm lock. I have my opponent here. He tries to pull his arm down. I'm going to reach to the wrist. I'm going to extend my leg out a little bit, lift my leg, and press down, thereby locking the elbow. Okay. Here. Okay. The next one is going to be from here. He attempts to lift his arm. I'm going to switch my base and bring my other leg here and use a higher fulcrum here. And press down, like that, locking the elbow also. So from the Keisagatame position, he brings his arm out, I lock it. He brings his arm out, he starts to lift it, I switch my position, my other leg comes forward, I lock it. Okay, the importance of this is to keep a good base. I need to have one leg back, one leg forward, and my body leaning down on his shoulder to pin his shoulder down. And I want to keep a good hold on his neck. This will keep him tight against me, so there's no room for him to escape. I want to hold the arm out, I want to extend it out like so, and the leg comes up at the same time as I press down, like that. The other one, all I do is just switch. Anchor down and lock. Okay, I'm going to show you another straight arm lock with using my legs. His arm comes out. I'm having a little trouble with it. I take my leg and I put my leg over it. Bring my rear leg forward and put it down. I keep the shoulder down. I press down on his wrist, lift up on my leg here. At the same time, locking the arm. So again, he extends his arm. It's coming up a little bit. I catch it with my leg. I pull it back down. I lock it. Okay, we do this in a series. We go 1, he lifts up, 2, 3, like so. It can be done 1, 2, or 3. It all works together in one straight series, 1, 2, 3. The next lock I'm going to show you from this position is going to be a bent arm lock. He's going to bend his arm up. When he bends his arm upward, here, I want to tuck it under my leg and hook it, just like so. Now I'm going to put my leg real tight against his wrist. I'm going to take my hips and move backwards. Locking the shoulder. This is a shoulder lock. The first three were elbow locks. This locks the shoulder. Again, he has his arm come out, I hook it. I pull it back, I take my hips back. That's called a bent arm lock, or a V arm lock, like a V. The principle here is to move this forward and to move the wrist backward at the same time. So I use my stomach muscles a little bit to push forward as I pull back with my leg. I still have the shoulder down with my body pressing on it, like so. Okay, and that can be worked into the series of the first three locks. I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's your first 4 locks from this position.
Ready?
Okay, the next technique from the Keisagatame position is going to be a choke. I'm going to use his arm, his own arm, his left arm, to choke himself. Okay, from here, I'm struggling with his arm. He pops it up here. He's trying to grab me. I'm going to take it over and put my head down like this. I still have my arm here. I'm going to roll him using my body weight and using my feet here to push into him, to roll him up like this. That way he ends up on his side. I'm going to put my right knee and his back to stabilize him, to keep him from rolling away or rolling back into me. I'm keeping my head pressed against him very tightly. Also, my arm's very tight. The radial bone here is pressing in real tight. Like that. I have my left foot out, and I'm pressing my weight down on his shoulder. All these things that I'm explaining to you are necessary to accomplish a proper choke. Now, when I get the choke, all I have to do is clasp my hands together, press down, and pull up, using the bone of my arm to press against his carotid artery. His arm is going to cut off the blood flow on the other carotid artery, thereby squeezing both sides of his neck at the same time. So I push down, I pull up, and I get a tap. If he doesn't tap out, he will pass out. So you need to listen closely if you're working with someone practicing at home with this, so that you don't make them pass out. So I press down and pull up. Okay, let's look at that again. He's got his arm here, Keisagatame. He gets his arm free. I'm going to push it over and put my head down, tightening everything up right here. Everything is tight at this point. Now I'm taking my feet and my body and push up on his side, bringing my knee to the back, foot out, down, lift up. All right, let's see it a little bit faster. Okay, the next technique from the Keisagatame position is going to be a choke. I'm going to use his own right arm to choke one side of his neck. I'm going to use my right arm to choke the other side of his neck on his carotid arteries. So his arm is coming out. He's going to try to come up and grab me. I'm going to duck my head, push, put my head down real tight against his arm, right around the tricep area. I'm going to take the bone of my arm and place it on the carotid artery on the opposite side of his neck. From there, I'm going to put my feet down, I'm going to push my body into him and roll him on his side. I'm going to clasp my hands together at the same time. Here. I'll put my right knee in his back, my left foot out, giving me a good base. I'm going to put my weight down on his shoulder as I pick up the bone of my arm. If you want to take a closer look at this, the thumb side here is going against the carotid. The bone, the arm, is going right up against the carotid. Put my hands together, I lean down, and I pick up the arm and squeeze, thereby getting a tap. Hello, I'm your Dojo TV grappling master, and the techniques we're going to work on now are going to be done from the guard position on the ground. I'm going to get my assistant Wayne. Okay, this is called the closed guard position, where your legs are wrapped around your opponent's waist tightly, and I'm holding him in by his arm and his gi. Turn around this way a little bit, like so. I'm holding him in this way. If he didn't have a gi on, I would hold his neck here and hold him close to me like this, and I would get my head up here so that I could avoid taking punches. So if Wayne went to punch, see, or with the other hand, so I keep my head down here, away from him. So you can either hold the gi or you can hold the neck. Use your legs to pull the person in. Okay, the other guard position we're going to work from is the open guard, where I open my legs, placing them on a mat or on my opponent. So closed, open. That's the two positions I want you to pay close attention to from the guard position. Okay, the first movement I'm going to work on right now is from here, is an arm lock, where he has his arm up here. He brings his arm up here, he's trying to push his way up. As he pushes up, okay, and pulls his head up, I'm going to scoot back, placing my left foot on the hip and trapping his arm with my leg, like that. I'm going to trap his hand on my lapel. From here, I'm going to take this leg and I'm going to turn my whole body like so, like that, pressing his back down so he can't stand up, try to stand up. He goes to stand up, I'm holding him down. From here, I'm going to take my left hand and press his head over, trapping the arm. I'm going to pull the arm straight, come up with my pelvis, locking his elbow at this point. Again, here. I'm in the closed guard, I open the guard, I put my left foot on the hip, I scoot back, trapping his arm, pull his arm here, turn, press the head here, lift my pelvis, locking the arm at that point. Okay, that's the first arm lock that I'm going to work with you on. Okay, let's try it from another angle. Here, scoot back, I turn, press the head, lift up my hip. Okay, I'm going to show you a little drill to work this. Put both your hands up here as I have my legs up here. Okay, relax. I'm going to go from here, I'm going to scoot here, I'm going to hold his arms and turn my hips here like that, placing one leg up here. Notice how I have the arm locked. When I come around to here, I lock the arm. This is a little drill you can work to lock the arm. Okay. All right. That drill will be used to develop that arm lock. If you practice that drill over and over, you'll be able to succeed with that arm lock. All right. The next technique I'm going to work on from here is going to be a second arm lock. All right. I'm going to open my guard. I'm going to wrap under his arm. I'm going to grab his lapel here, like that. All right. So I have his elbow locked, and I have control of his lapel. From here, all I'm going to do is just shove his head this way, scoot back, lock his arm. Turn this way. From this angle, I reach under. I'm over his arm and back of his elbow. I grab his lapel. I'm going to take his head this way, bring my foot up again, turn my hip, place it down, locking his elbow right here. Now I still have control of his gi at this point. Okay, that's lock number 2 from the guard position. I want you to practice that over and over. From here. All right, I wrap over, I grab here, push him, lock. Okay. The next technique I'm going to work on from here is arm lock number 3. Okay, he's here, he has his hand on the mat, he's trying to push up. I'm going to trap his wrist with my hand like so. I'm going to sit up, feet down, sit up, reach over, trapping his elbow. If he tries to pull his arm out, try to pull your arm. I have it locked. It's in tight. I'm going to come all the way under and put all 5 fingers here on top of my own wrist. All right, if you want to take a little closer look at that, I have him trapped like so. Okay, so as I come over, I trap. I'm going to lift the arm. This foot stays down. This leg comes up. I'm going to turn him this way, taking the wrist up towards the back of his neck. Let's turn another angle. Okay. Again, as I come up, watch this leg, stays down. This one comes up. I take his wrist up towards his neck with both my hands, locking the shoulder at this point. Okay, the next technique I'm going to work from here is going to be a straight arm bar from here. I'm going to reach in, grab his elbow, like so. When I grab that, I'm going to pull his arm here up tight on my shoulders, like this. When I do that, I'm going to take my hips, I'm going to lift up, come up with my knee, press my knee down, and I'm going to bring my butt back, create a little gap here where I'm going to put down and lock the elbow. One more time here. I grab the arm, I scoop my hips out, I put his wrist up on my shoulder. I'm going to take both hands and press down on the elbow. I'm going to lock him in with my knee and my leg. Here, I'm going to have a little space here so that the elbow can go down. Okay, the next technique I'm going to work on, we're going to go into chokes. I'm going to work a triangle choke from here. I want you to watch the mechanics from here. From here, this is where he's going to try escape. Let's try it this way. Okay, he's going to try to escape from here by passing my leg over, throwing my leg over. All right, grab my leg. He's going to throw my leg over, throw it over. He's going to throw it over here, press it down like that, and then come on up my body. It's going to come up my body. All right, back. So I'm going to let him get my leg, but I'm going to hook his neck. When he does that, I'm going to hook real tight, right here on the back of his neck. I'm going to scoop my body this way, give myself a nice 90-degree angle here, trapping his leg. I'm also going to pull this arm here over, like this. All right, and then I'm going to hook real tight, hook here, like that, this way. So as I come across here, I'm going to hook and choke. This is putting pressure on a carotid artery on both sides of his neck, using my leg here, and his arm is cutting off the other side. I want to pull the arm this way, tight, squeeze, like that. Okay, again, he tries to pass my leg. I hook, I pull his arm with me, and I turn to the side. I put back of my left leg on top, and I squeeze like that. If I'm having trouble with him, I just pull the back of his head down. Makes it tight. That's called the triangle choke in there. Okay, another choke we're going to work on from here is I'm going to put my hand here. I'm going to put my thumb inside of his lapel, okay, with the right hand. I want the bone of my arm to go against his carotid, just like so. When I do that, I'm going to take my left hand and grab his lapel on this side, and pull downward as I push against the carotid, so that his collar is cutting off the blood flow on this side, and my arm is cutting off the blood flow on this side. So this is a real quick choke. I just grab here, I pull, and I pull the gi down at the same time as I press in. Again, come up here, grab, pull, and choke, like so. That's a single arm lapel choke. In, grab. Now I can also go across the front using a frontal choke. Same move. I grab the lapel, I pull, and I push against the front of his neck. All right, that's an option you have with that particular choke. Okay, turn this way. Okay, watch the next choke. The next choke is I'm going to come up with this hand over top. So I have this here, come up here, come up over top, and I grab my own bicep, and then I push in, like so. One more time, here, I come up over top, back of his neck, I grab my own bicep with the back of my hand, and then I push in, turn, thereby using a 2-arm choke.